Hi, I'm Brianna.
And I'm Akira.
And you're watching
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Well, you know that not too many people are giving Danny Jacobs a shot when some of his own Brooklyn natives are picking against him when it comes to his chances against Gennady Golovkin. For one, I think Danny Jacobs has a really good chance in this fight. But once again, the main thing that people are focusing on is Danny Jacobs' chin. So Curtis Stevens, who's been in the ring with Gennady Golovkin and did pretty well, this is what he had to say about Danny Jacobs' chances in the ring against Gennady Golovkin. Quote, "Danny is an excellent boxer, but we all know his chin is not that great. He may slide around 12 rounds, he may not. It all depends on if he gets hit. I know Danny personally. We all know he's an excellent boxer, but we all know his chin is very suspect. If his chin wasn't suspect, I would say it would be a hell of a fight. But being that his chin is so suspect, I believe it'll be a matter of until Golovkin catches him." End quote. Now, once again, clearly the fact that Danny Jacobs, he's been knocked out before, he got knocked down against Sergio Mora, that is influencing the perception of how this fight will play out and Danny Jacobs' chances in this fight against Gennady Golovkin. Even Gennady Golovkin's trainer, he believes that once Danny Jacobs gets touched, he'll freeze up from that point on. And that is a possibility. Or Danny Jacobs, he can surprise people, and once he gets touched, that actually warms him up. And that makes him fight even harder. And then once again, we see what Golovkin is made of when he gets touched with a couple of hard shots. Let's see if he keeps walking through hard shots like he doesn't even feel them. Because, I hear some commentators, like especially Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman, mainly Jim Lampley, they'll talk about how Golovkin, he has an impressive chin, but we don't really know that yet, because the times that they said Golovkin had a very sturdy, impressive chin was when he was fighting against fighters like Willie Monroe, Martin Murray, so on and so forth. We will really know how good of a chin he has if he just walks through a whole bunch of bombs for 6 to 12 rounds and it doesn't change the way he fights. That's when we will really know what type of chin he has. The fact that Gennady Golovkin elected to just box David Lemieux, who at the time was probably the hardest puncher he had ever faced, the fact that he elected to box him as opposed to just put his head in the meat grinder and show what type of chin he had, that begs the question, what type of chin does Gennady Golovkin have? Now, it's possible that he may have a rock solid chin, but once again, we won't really know that until we see him walk through the fire. We've seen certain fighters like Margarito, Diego Corrales, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson, and many other fighters. We've seen these guys walk through punches and continue on with their game plan. Let's see if Gennady Golovkin can do the same thing. But, the fact that you have so many people doubting Danny Jacobs, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Even though Golovkin is still a huge favorite to win this fight, this is still somewhat of a step up in competition, and I won't even say somewhat. This is still a step up in competition compared to the opponents that Golovkin has been facing, prior. So with that all being said, let's just see what happens. Let's see if Danny Jacobs can get past the first 4 rounds, because if he does get past the first 4 rounds without being hurt or staggered, I believe this will be a real fight. Now, there's no guarantee that Danny Jacobs is going to win the fight because he gets past the first 4 rounds, but I truly believe it will be a real fight if he does. So that's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.